Alrighty, so we're here with episode 3 of season 3,
Yes, sir.
and we're like 2 weeks away from pretty much, end of freshman year pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, do you feel stressed with, tests and finals coming up?
Not really. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really feel too nervous, but I feel excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little bummed out that our entire freshman year is just online, but it's all right. What can we do?
Yeah. I feel like, especially when it comes to my computer science classes, like, there's like a lot of new stuff that they're just like teaching within the final few weeks. So
Okay.
I'm a little stressed, but not a whole lot. So
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
But again, it's just crazy to see that we're coming to an end of freshman year and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know summer, hopefully, we can do some stuff, travel with friends, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you wanted to talk a little bit about, how Biden was talking about that we can, finally be in a room where we don't have to wear masks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Biden and the CDC, they talked recently about not having to wear masks if you're fully vaccinated in like a small group. So I mean, it seems a little positive, but my personal opinion on that is I'm still gonna wear a mask, just because I mean that's what we're promoting. Even on the podcast, we constantly wear masks during our episodes. So yeah, just stay safe, do your part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, I mean, like, even though, Biden and, like, the CDC have, like, stated that you don't need to wear a mask, I mean, you still want to be, like, at least in a ventilated room, so that way, like, you are getting, like, constantly, like, new fresh air, rather than, like, breathing in the same air, or just, like, be in your backyard, things like that. So, technically, you don't necessarily have to wear a mask, with other people around, but, as long as they're fully vaccinated, you're in a good environment, then it should be fine.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm excited to see, what people will do with that. And
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, who knows? It can get crazy in the next few months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I know, Sac State is definitely pushing us to get back in person. I don't know, like, how the hybrid thing is gonna, like, are they still planning to do hybrid, or is it gonna be like all?
Well, it's not all in person, but it's definitely they're going with hybrid options. Like for class registration that's going on literally right now.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah. But today we got a pretty exciting podcast for you guys. We got a great guest. He's been a friend of mine, I think probably since middle school, high school. I've known him. And again, just a super great guy. I know he's super talented, and we'll bring him on here. So we got Brandon Mack.
It's funny because, like, I used to do this kind of thing all the time, and I was never nervous because I was, like, on the other side asking the questions. Now I'm here, like, the one being asked. Well, I mean, kind of, it's like podcast, but now I'm just a little bit nervous, but we'll get through it. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, you can still ask us questions, like, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, I actually did have a question. I was wondering, like, what are you guys in school for?
Like our major?
You mean like our majors and stuff?
Yeah, your majors. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want to go first?
So I'm a public relations major, a PR major.
Yeah, for me, I'm computer science. Right now, like, I'm still thinking if I'm going to, like, switch majors in the future to, like, something else, but currently I'm doing, computer science, so, yeah.
Gotcha. That's dope.
Yeah. And also, are you in college right now and majoring in anything?
I'm not in school.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you just picked up on that.
Yeah. So, like, what are you doing, like, within the past year since, COVID hit? Like, what's been up with you?
Yeah. Riding bikes a lot. I did that in the beginning of COVID a lot. But then right now I'm in, like the end zone on my, like, next collection for anti-box, doing clothes and stuff. So I've been just, like, I just wake up and obviously, your life goes through phases and you got to adapt and everything, but I just try to spend, like, as much time as possible creating. And yeah, I feel like I'm in college because I'm just, like, a student. Like, I try to, like, learn from, I try to meet people and, read and everything. But yeah, so I just feel like I'm in the obviously, like, early years of my career, like, creating stuff, but I'm just trying to, like, learn as much as possible. I love the library. Like, library is my favorite place to go ever. So that was sad when it shut down, but library is my favorite place because I would like go and, like, get, like, 7 movies, come back every week and get, like, 7 more. So I'm really into learning, just, like, not school, college, not for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Wait, if you were to go to college, like, what do you think you would major in?
I don't even know because, like, I mean, obviously I'm really interested in art and, like, probably, like, I have friends that are going to film school and stuff, but like, some people are really into the craft, and like they love to be on set and stuff like that, and like they love to go to school for it just so they could, be on set for like a commercial, or be in the industry at all, even if it's like getting people coffee. But for me, like I'm more like I feel like school like would water down my creativity. Like for an art degree, like there's certain things like you can't just like try really hard to be a doctor. Like you have to go to school to be a doctor. You can't just like practice surgery on your friends. But for film, I feel like it's just, for art, like nobody can teach you that. It's like it's an innate thing. Like it's how you see the world. Nobody can teach you how to see the world. Obviously you can have mentors and people can help you harness your talent and stuff like that. But I feel like if you're going to school for like an art degree, like that just doesn't make sense to me. So then I don't even know what I would go to school for. But actually I do, because I plan on, once I have everything, all the selfish dreams I have, once I have those accomplished, I want to go back to school when I'm like 45 and become like a teacher, like a fifth grade teacher. Because I like have so many problems with school. Maybe I could like help, have a hand in it, fix it or whatever. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely empathize, with saying about like, creativity, and especially film. Like film is like kind of like one of those like gray areas where, somewhat like, especially if you want to get into like the film, like Hollywood industry, like some places are looking for a degree while others are just like looking more for talent rather than like having that degree. So it's kind of like in that gray zone. But also speaking about designing, you were kind of talking about Anti-Box. So, you want to tell people more about it, and, what's the idea with it?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
you gotta teach me about it, man.
Oh yeah. So I think when I was like 14, I had the idea to do, well, actually I've been, the first time I ever designed a t-shirt when I was 8 years old. And then I think when I was 14, I wanted to like make a brand. But I didn't end up getting the ball rolling until I was like 16. But it's like, just a way for me to get ideas out. I don't want to be like a graphic designer, long-term or anything. It's kind of just like what's working for me right now. So I'm doing that. But my whole message is called Anti-Box, and it's like, don't put yourself in a box. It's kind of like uplifting sort of messages, but with like a cynical edge, because that's kind of how I am in real life. So it's kind of like jokey and kind of evil, dark a little bit, but it's like positive, because I'm generally a positive person. But so right now I'm just working on my next collection. I do like a volume of like new t-shirts every year. And my following has grown a lot over the last couple months, so I'm like upping my game. That was my mission this year with this collection, was to really like start playing the game like on a higher level, be taken more seriously. So it's better quality, and just like going harder on the graphics, like cooler ideas, and venturing into like cut and sew stuff. So like not just like buying t-shirts and screen printing on them, but like I'm actually putting out like button-ups, and we're doing like fittings, and like I'm actually sewing and cutting button-ups and like pairs of shorts and tote bags and stuff. And like a lot of people ask me, because I also like I'm more, you asked me like what I've been doing since quarantine. I've been working on a documentary film since August, and I was working on that like every day from like August to February, and then I'm kind of taking a break because I needed to focus on getting the collection done for Anti-Box. But then this summer, I'm starting in June, I'm gonna go back to doing it like every day from like June to August. It's actually like a skate video. But where was I going with that? What was I saying? Because that's what I've been doing since quarantine. What was I saying right before that though? About the brand Cut and Sew. Well, anyway, that's kind of what I've been doing. That's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's like so much stuff to break down that you've been doing within the past year. And I know you recently like put out a picture that you got a tattoo of your logo, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
bro, it's so cool. Like I remember seeing it, and I was like, bro, that's so dope.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to. I've wanted to for since I came up with the idea, because it inspires me. And I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna be one of those people that gets a lot of tattoos, but I think probably just to have that one as a statement would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like speaking about your documentary, like, and
Yeah.
also, well, before we get into the documentary, since I know there's a lot to unpack, but
Mhm.
like talking about your brand, like, do you want to give us like some stats, like, like kind of like what's your following at, like,
Mm.
kind of like how many shipments do you do like within, weeks, months, like,
Yeah,
what's
and
that
also
like?
where people can find you,
Yeah.
like where the listeners can check your stuff out.
Yeah. Antiboxpeople.com or at antiboxpeople is my Instagram. Um, but I used to be getting like an order every day, but it started to slow down because I need to put out some new stuff. But uh, I think I think at the beginning of the year I was at 1,200 followers. Now I'm at like 4,000 something. So I had this one post that kind of did well for me, hit the algorithm. So that's been nice. And then, just I actually I like spend a lot of time on social media. It's a healthy relationship. But I really pay attention to my follower count because to me it's like opportunities, like the more followers you have, the more opportunities are going to be available to you. You can like, hey, I can make something that this amount of people like, so then maybe someday Paramount will let me make a movie for them, so like the more followers I have, and just having that audience also, like um so like for example, in the beginning of the brand, I was doing like made to order t-shirts because it was more cost effective, and I was having them printed for me, and it wasn't like the best quality, everything. But as my audience has grown, I'm making sure to like meet them, you know with, if I'm making more money, then I need to be investing more money into the brand and everything. um and yeah, just playing the game, like higher quality, and putting out more content and stuff like that. So yeah, the more followers I have, the more I can actually like make it to how I want. Well, basically is my goal is, like we were talking about Supreme earlier before the podcast started, and like they're my favorite brand. Like I want to be like a Supreme type brand. So that was one of the things I started out with in the beginning of the year, because in the beginning of the collection, I was like kind of being introspective about like where I am with the brand and like where I want to go. And I was looking at like my previous collections, and it felt like it was all made by the same designer. But like when you look at Supreme, all their shirts look different. Like they all look like, because they probably were all designed by different people. So I wanted to have that more of like a brand approach where it's all like carried through by like the through line of the core message, and just like the statement, mission statement, whatever. But I wanted it all to have like different styles and stuff. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you're taking like great steps to creating your brand. And I know, like, for example, like with Supreme, like I know like a reason why a lot of the pieces do well is because, they do like collabs with like a lot of people. I know, I think last year for like the COVID relief, they created like the Murakami t-shirt, like the box logo for that one. So
Uh-huh.
I know that one did pretty well. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's so exciting to just like see like how your brand's doing and how it's growing and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Yeah. But also, I mean, talking about your documentary and like, your
Mm-hmm.
film. So, I mean, you're like saying like how long it's lasted, but like kind of like do you want to give the people like what it's about a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I've kind of been like not really talking about it, but there's a lot of people that know anyway, because but it's basically, a couple years ago I went to the grand reopening of this skate park called Power Inn Skate Park in Sacramento. You might have heard of it. I don't know. Do you guys skateboard?
No, but I grew up around Florence, so Power Inn was close to us,
Got you.
so I
Okay,
know
cool.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and it was awesome because it was one of my first experiences actually being around like other skaters, because like my best friend introduced me to skateboarding that summer, which I think was like 2 summers ago. And they had like a skating competition, and there was all these people, and I was just like I really like the energy. So we go periodically and stuff, but I've always really, like when I was 6 years old, I like realized that I really liked making stuff. When I was 8 years old is when I decided I wanted to do it for a career. And I told my parents, like, I'm not going to college. I'm going to be a famous YouTuber, right? Or like, and just like create stuff, or a filmmaker, whatever it was, musician, all the above. Um, and around that year when we went to Power Inn, we were like, we need to be like making stuff all the time, like more and more. So we set out to like make videos every week and like start creating stuff. And so we made a YouTube channel as a platform for that. And then like an idea we had is like, because we want to be filmmakers, like we want to actually make feature length films. We're also really into skating, and we want to make like skate videos. We want to be, like traveling the world filming skaters and stuff. So like, okay, let's make a movie so that we can prove to people that we can make a movie. Let's also make a skate video that will like really, you know, be unique and then like get our name out there in the skating community. And so it'll be like a double whammy. It'll be something that the film community can appreciate and the skating community can appreciate, and it'll give us all these opportunities in both fields. So we're making a skate video documentary about Power Skate Park. Like you never leave the confines of the gates. And like when we started, we knew nobody, and yeah, we had no friends there. I didn't like know even any skate tricks. Like I didn't know the names. Like I still suck at skateboarding. And we just like started meeting people and the ball started rolling. And then I remember there was one day where this one dude who's like the king of the park, like kind of like, you know, was showing us around, and I was like feeling like, okay, this is like starting. And now we know everybody. We go to the skate park and like I met like basically every day we had to make it a mission to go out of our comfort zone and meet people and get up in people's faces, but also you have to be respectful because some people just don't want to be filmed. And we definitely had those encounters where people were upset at us, but it's been overall a very positive experience. And I'm really excited to get it done. We're going to stop shooting in August, and then we're going to edit it. And we're planning on doing a premiere at the skate park, like after hours, you know, when the lights shut off, because the lights turn off at 10. That's one of the reasons why it's so popular, but it's kind of like a home for so many people. So we've been able to get like really awesome interviews and just like really great skaters come there. You know, people that have even been featured in Thrasher. And that's one of our main goals with it, actually, is to get like, you know, that would be amazing to get like noticed by Thrasher, get the video on in there and that kind of thing. So that's our goal with that. And then that'll open up so many doors for us. So, and that's how I kind of think. It's like, I think about like, you can create anything. So you might as well create something that's going to give you, that is like the best possible thing you can create, you know, like the best use of your time. So, yeah.
Bro, that's amazing, honestly.
Yeah, that's incredible, man.
I'm passionate, and like I think about this stuff a lot. Like it's all intentional. Yeah. Anyway. But I love your podcast. I listen to it while I do Photoshop, by the way. I do. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I know you were joining us for our live stream.
Yeah, you stayed for an entire live. Thank you for
that.
I
was just eating pizza. I had nothing else to watch.
Nice. I got a question for the both of you guys, because both of you guys are like content creators, right? So
yeah.
And both, like, you've done vlogs, and you've, like you're talking about, you've done your documentary, or you've worked on it. What's your most memorable encounter with another person while recording? It could be good, it could be bad, just something that you always remember.
You want to go first, Brendan?
Yeah, you go first. I need to think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Unless you don't have it either.
Yeah, no, I'm still thinking. I know one of the first times was when I first started doing vlogging, and the first time I vlogged was when I traveled to India, since it was just more of like a test. I didn't really know if I wanted to get into vlogging or not. And I remember there's like, I went to this, you know, saris and stuff, right? Like clothing and stuff. So I went into this clothing store, and there's like this one person who saw me, like, you know, with my smartphone, because at the time I was using my smartphone. I didn't have a camera, and I had my knockoff tripod, and like he came up to me and he said like, hey, like, what is that, like, what are you doing with, you know, your phone and your tripod? And I was like, oh, I'm just like filming myself. And he like, when I just like saw it in his face, he was like, whoa, that's like something I've never even like seen anyone do. It's like so unique. So just like seeing like how it's kind of like unique in a way that like not many people have like been doing it, especially in so many other places. Like I just felt unique about it, and it was amazing to continue doing vlogging.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah, I got mine. It was actually kind of what I was saying. It was like the day when I felt like we were in it, like where we for the documentary, where like it felt like real. Was the day when I literally just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and that's part of it. Like you gotta kind of like not stay in the same place all the time when you're at the park, because it is a very big park and there's like all different groups of people all over the place. So I walked over to like this. There's like these tables in the middle where a lot of like non-skaters hang out. It's really like, it's good for like shock content of like people being crazy and drunk, but it's not good. But like no skaters hang out over there. So I happened to be over there, and then this dude kind of came over and he was like, oh, you got a camera? Oh, that's awesome. And he was like, oh, follow me. I'm going to show you around. And I was like, this is literally gold. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. This is like a dream. And then he started showing me around to all these amazing skaters. And then I started forming relationships with them. And, you know, becoming friends with everybody. And now people like kind of know who we are. So and that's what was our first goal, first and foremost, was establishing ourselves as like, oh, we're part of this, because skaters are very um not confrontational, but like sometimes, but they're like, it's kind of standoffish. Like if they don't want to feel like you're like trying to figure them out, or like you're in their space, like you're an outsider invading. Like, so you have to like be part of it, you know, before they're gonna let you be all up in their space, filming them, getting personal and everything. So we had to like get to know everybody before we could really like, you know, we had to like earn their trust and respect to have this camera in their space that they hold so dear. Like, this is people's homes. This is where they go, you know, to, you know, right after work. Like, they don't go home because some of them don't have like nice homes, whatever, blah, blah. So it's like, and that was the day where the ball really started rolling, where it wasn't just us awkwardly trying to figure out how to fit in. Like, that was really, really fitting in. And so, yeah, that's my most memorable experience as a videographer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that, I mean, that's amazing. Just to like hear, like, I mean, like, it makes sense, you know, trying to, you know, also like bring awareness to kind of like the group itself. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that's like very important to that community. Yeah, and I know you're also talking about YouTube, so I know like you have a YouTube channel, and you know you can also talk about your following, and also for me, I have a YouTube channel, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you can just talk more about it, like what you do and stuff.
Oh, I think I have like 59 followers on YouTube. It's more just a platform for me to have
Oh, okay,
videos at
I
a,
got you.
you know, so that people can, so that, you know, I can have them up. I wouldn't really consider myself a YouTuber, but I definitely, um, we were just like, back when we started the channel, we were like, we need to like get in the habit of like creating. And like what we were doing, like I always as a kid would like really get interested in something and work on it, but never finish it because I would get bored and move on to something else. And that's what we were kind of doing. We were like, okay, no, we need to get in the habit of finishing things, because that is so important of a skill. And like, it shouldn't take us, these videos should take, shoot it in one day, we'll edit it in a day, da da da. Okay, like that's, and you just get in that habit, because like you think about like news reporters, how they go out and they like cover something, and then they have to edit it the same day and it goes out that night, you know, like on the nightly news. Like you gotta be that, you gotta have that kind of work ethic, because really it's possible. It's not like rushing. It's just like you're lazy, you know, like you have to, if you care about your art, you have to, you know, focus. So that's what the YouTube channel was. It was just kind of get us in that zone. And, you know, so, but it's called Cannonball Warhol, and which is like, I don't know if I really like that name as much anymore, but I'm like, oh, that'll be like my movie studio, you know, because I want to be a writer director. That's well, the thing I'm best at in life is actually the piano. But I think a lot of artists, you see, like because I've been coming on 8 years with it, so a lot of people get like, they get really good at something, but then they do the thing they're not good at on purpose, and people get frustrated by that. But it's not like I've built a following off being a pianist or anything. Um, but I do want to be a writer director as like my main thing in life. And I wrote, actually, when quarantine started, I wrote a movie with my friend. I wrote it all by myself, and then my friend helped me with the second draft. And I would like work on that for like 5 hours a day, and like that kind of like focus. I was like developing that skill in my brain, because a lot of people cannot focus on something for 5 hours unless it's homework, because it's like, oh, it's for school. And people ask me that, like for the documentary, people ask me that all the time, like, oh, so is it for college? And I'm like, no, like I just do stuff. Like I don't have to have a reason. Like my reason is because I like to make stuff, or my reason is because it's actually going to help me for my future. But people don't want to play the long game, and they just are like, oh, when I do this, I get an A. So there's when I do this, I get an A. That means I'm going to do good in life. But like I play the long game, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to like spend a whole year on this film, and like it's going to have all my heart in it, and then it's going to give me this opportunity, blah, 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 and I'll have this like long career. So I don't need school to tell me to do something. Like I just do stuff because that's the kind of person I am. But I also don't even have the kind of work ethic I want yet. People compare themselves to people at their age group, and it's like, no, I want to be better than my favorite artist. So like I'm not even anywhere near yet there where I want to be, you know. But yeah.
Mm. Yeah, bro. Okay, like when I see you and just like hear you, like I can just like see myself in you. I feel like we're like so
Really?
similar. Yeah, because like even
Oh,
for
hell
me,
yeah.
like, you know, I would love to be like, you know, a director, you know, filmmaker, producer, and just like, you know, work in that industry. You know, since also, you know, I love filmmaking, and also, you know, I think this summer I'm also planning to shoot a doc with one of my
Mm-hmm.
friends. It's gonna be like more like based around like mental health. So I'm like excited to go into that. It's
Nice,
gonna be with Krivy.
nice. That's good, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also I know I was telling you about like how I'm planning to start like my own like small like videography business, cinematography for those who
yeah. Tell me about
want
that.
work done. Yeah, I've been like working on this website for quite some time. I think by the time it comes out, will probably be maybe like later this month, towards next month. There's like still some final kinks I'm trying to work out. But yeah, it's just gonna be like helping like kind of like companies are around here that need some video and like cinematography stuff done for them, like whether it's like commercials or if they need like small short films, documentaries, things like that that I can help out on. So definitely kind of just like trying to help out the community here in Sacramento, since from what I've seen, I don't know like a whole lot of filmmakers, and I think that's like the great thing about you is that like you have like some people to work with. While for me, like I'm more of like a solo content creator. So like when you're talking about like that you're putting out like a video within a day, shooting, editing, uploading, whatever it is, like publishing it.
Mhm.
For me, like it's a lot harder, and like if I wanted to do that same type of work, like it's a lot more stressful. Like since like I can easily go into burnout if I were to get into that pattern, like constantly like every single day making a video. So for me, like that's why I also like find myself like needing like a team or like other people to work with in order to get into that cycle to produce. Because I remember when I was editing my first short film, which was like I think late 2019. I remember like after I uploaded it and everything, I just like went into like a super like big like burnout. I was just like completely burned out, and I just like felt like I was losing my creative ability. But I realized like I got to take my time with it, and I can't be like super focused onto one thing, because like when you're really focused on onto one thing, you kind of get into that habit of just like being burnt out, and then you just like slowly start to see yourself not be a part of it anymore. And I was also like wondering, talking about burnout, if you've ever gone through that, and like if you have, like what's your experience with it?
Mm. Yeah, I actually I don't really experience it because I have a lot of passions, and I kind of, when I hit a wall, I'll move to something else for the day. I'll come back the next day, and I think that's really important. But not everybody really does. I'm really into music, movies, photography, which I kind of goes in photography, cinematography, and then also clothes. So I kind of can move back and forth between things. Um, but definitely I would get burnt out if I was doing the same thing all the time. Um, but that's kind of my antidote, is just to variety, spice of life. Also though, uh, yeah, when I do get burnt out, I will go ride my bike, exercise. Like I exercise in the morning. I like work out, but then also at night at like sunset time, I like to ride my bike. So I like to get all my work done in the middle of the day and feel like incredibly burnt out and like super cluttered, and like really my eyes are strained from looking at the computer, and I just go like full balls to the wall, and then I'll like ride my bike, which ironically is more exercise. You'd think would make you more tired, but it really is nice for me. And then I'll maybe watch an episode of something and go to sleep, or like an interview or something. But and maybe also for burnout, watch something new, like in a genre you've never seen, check out a director you've never, because it'll inspire you or something. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean that's also something that I definitely do. Yeah, just like also like watching like a new genre, like it gives you
Mhm.
like more creative ideas. Like, oh, like I've never knew like I could make something within that field. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, you mentioned like not having people. Let's like work on something,
Yeah,
Like
no,
I'm really
honestly,
busy. Yeah.
yeah, I was literally just gonna ask you, like, honestly, I would love to work with you, and
Let's
because
do
like,
it.
yeah, I mean, we have like so many like similar things. I mean, you also want to be director.
Mhm.
I also would like to be a director, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be
And
amazing to do
because
something.
having like what I've done is, over the years I have accumulated, I moved here when I was 11 from Chicago, Illinois, and I knew nobody. And then I met some of my best friends to this day that year. And then every year I would kind of meet somebody new, and I would like assemble this team of Avengers, of people with like that are like really, really into. And I know you guys probably like Marvel movies, huh? So that reference probably hit.
Yeah,
Mm,
we got it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we talked about that last time. Or like in your like live, I asked you what your favorite movies are. I think somebody said like Avengers or like Marvel. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but oh yeah, just of people that like we really get each other, and we like really look out for the best interests of each other, and we're not all interested in the exact same thing, but we can like help each other, kind of like intern for each other, and like really. So that's like super important. Like, and some people don't have that, and then but like I encourage people to just like meet one person, and then meet another person. And then it's like the long game, you know, you got like, because instead of having like 30 like kind of okay friends, you could have like one awesome friend and then like one more awesome friend. And then you guys just like, you know, because otherwise those 30 really not that good friends was going to like take from you and just drain you. And then like, you know, you're not going to be focused. But yeah, so let's add each other to our teams and create
100%.
something awesome.
Yeah, I'm down 100%. Yeah, but also like speaking about, documentary and cinematography, like I was kind of like wondering like what's in your camera bag? Like what do you use to record?
Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I should have brought it out here. I actually thought about it. I thought you might ask me, but yeah, I've had this camcorder thing since I was 12. I still use it, and it's awesome. It has like digital zoom, and it can zoom, but it's like a good digital zoom. It's not like a crappy one, and it can go like really far, like super duper far. And like you can get like the facial expression on somebody's face from like all the way on the other side of the park, and so that's dope. And so I'll start like hella close to their face and like zoom out so we can get the trick. That's like my favorite camera to use. But then also to teach myself photography, because I actually failed out of digital art, and I used to have like horrible arguments with my teacher, and that's actually part of the reason why I left school. I switched to like independent study, is because I just did not get along with my teachers and stuff. And then it was like I was hitting my breaking point, because I was like finally like I had more confidence, so I could actually like talk back. So anyway, but so I was like, okay, well, I can't take digital art anymore. I'm just gonna buy a camera and figure it out myself, because she was no help. So and then I just learned. On this new camera I got, I bought like a, what do you call it, Sony A6100. I don't know if you know like camera names.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, to kind of teach myself. And then I got Lightroom, and I split Lightroom with two other friends, because you save money, and Photoshop and Premiere and all that. And then I just taught myself how to use everything. And then I'm actually I've been working on since the beginning of quarantine, like a photo zine. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the zine community, but it's like little magazines. So like cheap, like $5 magazines. So I've been working on a photo zine. I don't want to give away too much about it, because I think it's awesome, and it'll probably come out this year. But and of just like photos, and it's partially me learning how to take photos, but it's more special than that. It's really cool. But yeah, and then other than that, I have my gimbal, and and then we have the fisheye lens that we can put on that camera, and then we put a gimbal, for holding it, so I can get really close to skaters and get the trick and everything. And then I have like 4 memory cards, all like 128 gigabytes each, because filming hours every day, and like you need to have that. And then sometimes I forget to unload everything. And then other than that, I have a blue crayon and a yellow crayon for no reason, just cause. And that's it. Yeah, that's what's in my bag.
Yeah, I mean, I know, especially with like a lot of like YouTubers who are like into filmmaking and stuff, like they just like make like constant like videos about like what's like the new best gear. And I feel like last year was definitely the year that I upgraded a lot of stuff. I mean, like right now we're using about like a $300-400 light to light this scenario, and also the camera
It's very bright.
Yeah, and also like the camera does like 4K 120, which is like slow-mo, and then even the ability to shoot 8K RAW, which is incredible with the Canon R5 and things like that. So definitely like investing into my gear. But like talking about you, like how you're using your camcorder, and like now you just like recently upgraded to your Sony A6100. But like for those who are also into filmmaking, who are watching this, like what would you say for them, like like how much gear matters when you're telling your story?
Oh, it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, like it does matter. It does matter. No, but like I prefer it actually to look horrible. Like my footage, like I opt for cheap, but like you do need to know how things work. So that was like one of the things. Like I'm not technical at all. Like I'm more just on the creative visual side, or not visual, but creative. Like I just have like I'm more like ideas, and I'm like, please help me. So that's why it's important to have friends too. But like I was like, okay, I want to actually have some technical knowledge so I can like help like with Anti-Box. Okay, this goes back to my brand. So like originally I'm like, okay, I have ideas, but I don't know how to use Photoshop. I don't even own it. I can't draw for anything. Okay, so I was like, okay, I found a friend that knows how to do Photoshop, and I found a friend that knows how to draw. And the friend that knows how to draw, she didn't do all the drawings. By the way, Anti-Box is like a 2-person team. So me and my friend Andrea, we do all the designs together. And now actually I doubled my team from 2 to 4 because the brand's been growing so much. So now it's 4 people on the team. But and she didn't just draw everything, but she gave me the tool. She was like, I was like, okay, so I want it to look like this, and like I have this blue colored pencil here, and she's like, okay, well, that's not going to work. So we need to mix this with this, blah, blah, blah. And she taught me color theory. So like saturation, brightness, all this stuff, saturation, hue, and I guess brightness is the third one. I don't know. I see, I already forgot, but that was years ago. And so with the same thing for film, I'd always like need people to help me, but I was like, okay, I want to like learn, with myself. So I learned like, okay, I need to know what exposure does, right? Because it would be embarrassing if I was on a film set and I didn't know. Or shutter speed, right? F-stop, all that stuff, all that good stuff. I basically know what it does when I twist the knobs. I couldn't tell you the technical terms of what everything does, but so that's important. You need to know how your camera works, because you're like, this shot would look better if this was like this. You need to know how to do that, right? But as far as you can tell an amazing story on an iPhone. You can tell, well, iPhone's already expensive. You can tell an amazing story on, a VHS tape recorder camera, and that's actually how all my favorite skate videos are shot on a VX1000, which is just like this old school, bulky, like just 4x3, tape recorder machine. You don't need amazing stuff, but you just have to know, you have to identify what kind of filmmaker are you, what kind of movie is this, what kind of tools do you need for it. But all my favorite stuff looks horrible. Like 4x3, I way prefer to 16:9. My movie will be in 4x3. I'll make it black and white even. Like, my favorite movie is called Clerks. It was made on a $20,000 budget in 1994. It's black and white, but it's from the 90s, but it's black and white. And it was made with non-professional actors. It was just all friends, but it's like amazing. And that's all you need sometimes. But every movie's different. Like, you couldn't make Avengers like that. Part of the appeal of Infinity War is like how crazy the visuals are, So like, but you don't need spending more money doesn't make your movie better. So, I mean, look at The Room. Like, he had, the movie The Room with Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah.
You ever heard of it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or like, have you seen The Disaster Artist?
With James Franco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that shows you like the making of the movie too. And it's like, he had everything at his disposal. It was like a real movie set. It turned out horrible. Like, sometimes that's not like, so all you need is a great creative idea and some people to help you out, because you can't do everything on your own, right? You can't direct everything. You can't do everything. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That part's pretty difficult. Yeah, because like for me, like I started out with like my super old like 2013 laptop web camera. Like that was like the first camera that I used to start making YouTube videos, and then slowly
and
then I slowly got into like like a camcorder, and then like like a super cheap like DSLR, and then finally now that like I graduated high school, like I finally start to save, invest, and get all this gear. So now I'm finally like.
And you actually know how to use it all.
Yeah, bro. I had to teach myself how to use all of this. Like I remember spending at least like I think it took me about like I guess almost a year to like learn like how like everything works when it comes to lighting. Different frame rates. Like what does 24 frames per second do? 120. How to like especially in post, because like how to slow down footage, how to speed ramp, things like that. Like
when we do skate edits, we have to use certain certain camera, because I actually have a third camera, but it stays at my friend Ethan's house. It's not mine, but we share a lot of different gear because we're making the documentary together, and like we're co-directing it. Ethan Tankin, he's been like we're brothers. But like we know, okay, for certain stuff, because we're gonna slow it down and we want to make it look fluid, we have to shoot it with I don't know, I think it might be 60 or 120 frames per second or whatever, but we can't use my camera for it because it's not gonna work. Yeah, but also like the whole like the conversation about you don't need to spend money to make an amazing story. It's the same thing for life in college. People go to college, they don't know what they even want to do. They're spending tens of thousands of dollars before they even know what they want to do. So it's like you need to like spend your money with purpose. Like if you just took a couple years off to figure it out, then you could go and actually know. And it's the same way with filmmaking. Like you can make an amazing story on something little. You don't have to put yourself into crazy debt to get all this gear and stuff that you don't even know how to use. You don't even know how to use it yet. You don't even know if you're going to need to use it yet. So it's like, it's just ridiculous, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. No, but also, I mean, I know you're talking about Ethan, and shout out to my boy Ethan. Like I've known him since elementary school. Yeah, so yeah, him and I
For real.
go, yeah, we go pretty like way back. I've known him since elementary. But yeah, so like it's just amazing to see like you and your filming state. And you got any questions for
Dude,
him?
this is honestly so cool. Like, just to see or
Thanks.
hear anyone talk about something that they're super passionate about just gets you like, it's a
It gets you
nice
amped
feeling,
up.
right? It gets
Yeah.
you hyped up. Like, I'm super hyped for your film and career. Like, I'm like, yo, this dude's gonna
Thanks.
go do crazy things, right?
Mm,
It's the same like when I'm talking to you. It's
mm.
just I feel like I'm just talking to the same person. You guys are so similar in that trait.
Oh man, we gotta get together more then, for
Y-
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I did have a question about for some of my friends, they're also into like skating,
Uh-huh.
and they're into that culture.
Hmm.
So from what I know, and I might be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but if
Hmm.
skating is like, they like the super retro vibes, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's like one of my favorite recent videos was Encore by Primitive, and it has a lot of local spots actually. One of my favorite shots in the whole thing is literally 5 minute like a 5 minute walk from my house. They like filmed it right over there. But it's like shot really, really like clear. It's like basically the best looking skate video that even exists right now, and it's awesome. So like it doesn't have to be a retro vibe, but it just has to be what I think uh, what it is they respect authenticity, and so there's a lot of authenticity in a homemade look and a retro look,
Mhm.
because it's thrifty and affordable. So I think that's what it is. But they love new, from my experience, they love new music, and they like, it's very like trendy and current, but like it's not, yeah, not necessarily about being retro, but it's the authenticity is what they appreciate. And that
Got
was
it.
part of my the challenge with getting in and making the movie, is because you have to be yourself, you have to be authentic,
Mhm.
and so you have to be doing that while also having this business creative mind, like I want to film everything you say, which, and like you're kind of using people in a way because you're using people for content, but you have to do that in a way that is respectful and authentic. So that, I think they appreciate authenticity. Yeah.
Mhm. Got it. Okay, okay, that's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
So like, while doing your documentary, how
Mhm.
was it approaching, like you mentioned earlier, how you had to gain their trust
Mhm.
before you kind of like got into their personal space. So after that, how was it like? Was it kind of like a, did you develop like some mentor relationships with some of the people there, or
Oh,
was it just
definitely. Yeah. Like when we walk in, it's just like, oh, hi, which feels awesome. Like everybody is very really welcoming of us now,
Mhm.
and they know what we're here for. And um, and then on the mentor side, yeah, definitely. A lot of my greatest recent friends I've met from the skate park, and one of my friends even found a place to live from the skate park because they needed a place to live, and so now they are roommates with people from the park, and it's like it really is a family. But there's one dude I did a video for that is uh, been changing the way I look at things. I did a music video for him. His name's Hamilton, um, and that's one of my favorite relationships I've made through it too. That just it extends past the documentary. That's like it brought me other work, and it he's a musician, and he actually does it for a living. So there was a lot of, and also he's a clothing designer as well. So he's like multifaceted like me, and always has a lot of really, and he doesn't. I don't think he's even trying to be educational to me or like mentorish. It's just being around him. Like I like ask questions, and like I sometimes ask dumb questions, and I can tell he feels like it's a dumb question, but it's like I'm trying to understand the way he thinks, and so sometimes like when you just have a different worldview that's not necessarily like, it's not like I'm like less developed, although I am less, my worldview is less developed. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like trying to get there, like understand you. So like I sometimes maybe ask a dumb question, but so that's been one of my favorite relationships because it's like been like super, like he's a friend. It's not like he's like it's like, oh, always educational, but it's like I've been able to like learn a lot, just about, I'm just interested because he does it for a living. Like he pays his rent off doing what I want to do. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also like for your documentary and stuff, like do you plan to, register for film festivals, since I know that's like a, really big
Yes.
way. Yeah. Yeah, cuz yeah,
Yes.
cuz like even for me, I think I signed up for some film festivals, and I think they're announcing the winners pretty soon. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah.
You're in a film festival?
Yeah.
Awesome. Which one?
I think it's the Golden Gate Short Awards. I think it's here
Oh,
in
so
San
it's
Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's dope. We did one. Me and Ethan went to one a while back, and it was an awesome experience. It was actually a really funny video because we were the youngest filmmakers there, so it's like hella old people behind us, and they put us right in the middle in the front, and we're like not in suits. We're like dressed in like street clothes, and we're just like smiling, and it was funny. It was one of my favorite pictures of us. But I'm yes. What we want to do is take it all over, like every film festival possible, and like that. And like I just really, really want to. I feel like this is going to be the thing that really starts my film career, because it's like my first thing where I'm like it's 50 minutes. It's like what we're going for. We already have hundreds and hundreds of hours, probably like 1,000 hours of content, and we haven't edited any of it. But like I really feel like it's going to be like, here I am, or here we are, because it's like our collaboration. But like I'm speaking selfishly, for my career, like and then like it's gonna, doing the film festivals be like, here's these like filmmaker guys, and then like with getting in Thrasher, be like, these guys are like the most awesome up and coming skate videographers. And I'm not even like, I watch skate videos, and even people that are at the park that are filming, and I'm like, oh, you're so much better than me. But like, and like I still have so much to learn, but like it's the heart's gonna come out, the soul of it, and just like what we're trying to do. And also I didn't even mention that, not it, other than the selfish reasons for doing it, like that the benefit for our career, like how it perfectly works for us. Also, it's like we really, really care about, like, we have grown up here in a way. Like I actually grew up first half of my life in Illinois, but then second half here. But I have more of my memory here because I was so young back then. But we've grown up, and like we really, really like appreciate, like we really, really respect these people, and we respect skating culture, and we like love Power In. Like we're drawn to it. Like we love spending time there. It's we call it the giving tree because it's just given us so much. It's given my friend, a girlfriend. It's given her a place to live. It's given us all, like just, a place to be, and something to do, like something to a video to make that's going to be so successful for us, and all these things, and just other opportunities, and like we want to make something that is like shows like respect, like all like this to this like amazing place that like does things for great things for so many people, like it's like a refuge. And I want people to, I want to make skating history, but I also want to make film history where people are driving on the freeway and they see Power In Road and they're like, oh, like, cause the movie is just going to be called Power In. But, and like, I remember actually talked to one skater who's doing really well for himself. And I was like, I really want to put Power In on the map. And he was like, well, I think Power In's already on the map. But he was thinking small. I'm thinking on the map, like part of film history, part of like culture history. Like I want to make something that's like really culturally significant, not just to like really awesome to the niche group of people that it appeals to, but also something that like everybody can see, like, and like maybe like have more empathy for skating culture. Also just a dope film. We're obviously still completely figuring everything out, but yeah, that's that.
That's really cool,
Yeah.
bro. That's actually so cool to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, it's like you're putting on for the community, and that's like 100% respect any given day.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
So, one question I do have for the both of you guys, because I mean, content creators, right? I'm in a room full of content creators right now. So, what's to anyone that wants to get into the field, what would be your biggest piece of advice other than be yourself? Because I feel like that's like everyone should take that advice, right? Like that's, but other than that, what would be your advice to one of the youngins?
My advice is just shoot. Just create. I think that's the biggest step, because so many people ask that question. It's like, how do I get in? Like, how do I start this? It's like, you just gotta, get your phone, whatever it is you have to record yourself, and just like start doing it. Whether it's recording yourself, making like a mini doc, short film, whatever it is. Like, just start creating, and just like, like the more you start getting into it, like the more you'll find your niche into kind of like the filmmaking industry, or whatever type of art you do. Whether it's filmmaking or graphic design, whatever it is. Like, you just gotta start doing it. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
nice.
that and two more things that go with that. So not only create all the time, because then you build that muscle, because that's so important. Like you can't just like uh, be a like I find that like I have like so much more in common with like athletes because they like get up and do every day than like creative people, because a lot of creative people are like really honestly just arrogant and like very like I'm creative, so I actually don't have to do anything because I'm just better than you, is what I find. And so on top of, so like yeah, building that muscle and doing every day and like proving, because if you don't use it you're going to lose it, and if you don't even have it yet then you got to build it. But then also on top of that, take a second and figure out like what is your opinion on like what are you trying to say, because like no one ever, and that's part of my problem with going to college for art, because no awesome artist ever went to college. Like not necessarily true, but like look at like all the most, to be an awesome artist, instead of just being like somebody that like I am on the film set and like I follow orders. To be like a creative mastermind genius, you have to like have your own opinion and present something new to the world. So like take a second before you make something and figure it out, like what it is it that like when you die you want to have had done and like have said about you. What have you left for the world, and what can people, what do you represent? So take a second and figure that out, and then you can move from there. So like I did that with my movie, I did that with my clothing brand. I had a clear vision of like, what is the message I'm trying to present to the world? And then that's like the helm of which other ideas come down. And then the third thing I would say, I forgot, but wait, so you said that just create every day, and then maybe I'll think of it. Let's move on.
Yeah, so pretty much just create and also think about what you want to do before you do anything final, pretty much. So yeah.
I got it.
All right,
also,
there we go.
some forms of creativity are really immediate. So if you make a vlog, that's how you feel at this given moment, and you're going to put it out now. You're not going to wait, because you're going to eventually get embarrassed by it, and then you're not going to put it out. But other forms of creativity, like if you're making a movie script, that is going to take you a long time, and you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to eliminate the need for external validation, because you're going to want to share. You're going to want to be like, I'm making something, and you're going to like post a snippet, but you're going to ruin it. Don't do that. Just like create every day and make it about you. Make it about you making stuff, because that's why not as many people write movies, because it's a long form thing. Like we already don't have the attention spans to watch movies. Like most people don't watch movies like on their own. Movie theater attendance is way down, obviously because of COVID, but other than that, like you have to just whatever you want to make, like don't get discouraged just because like, oh, I've been working on this thing for a year and nobody even sees it, nobody thinks I'm doing anything. Like who cares what other people think, because you're going to put it out and it's going to be awesome, and just don't worry about it. So that's the third thing, is that you have to create for yourself. You have to actually, or whatever the reason is. If your reason is to impress other people, then I guess making a movie is not the right thing for you. So I guess figure out what your reason is. And don't be scared to try out new things too, because whether it's going from movies to music, or just from a movie to a TV show, or a movie to a different type of movie, or like you draw and then now you can paint, like it's good to try new things, and like you don't have to feel like I'd be so much better at drawing if I just only drew. Like it's not really like, who cares? Like it's about, yeah, that's, I guess I didn't think about that one that much, but that's, I guess, my number 4. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think, do you want to get into the audio portion?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So for those who are watching on our YouTube platform, obviously, thank you guys so much for making it. Again, Brandon, thank you so much for being here for the video. I know we're gonna go into the audio portion, so we're gonna talk a bit more, ask more questions, things like that. Yeah. And yeah, to end it off here on the YouTube portion, do you want to kind of just like
plug
just
yourself.
Plug yourself. Just give some final plugs.
Okay. Yeah. So at Anti-Box People is where I do my clothing. And then at Giraffe Nuggets with a Z is where I have like other photography, other projects. And you'll see updates about the documentary and other things I put out. I've been working on an album since the beginning of quarantine, which I didn't really mention, with my friend Matthew, which should come out soon. And then my zine is coming out as well. which I have never mentioned any of these things because I just keep it all to myself. But now I have a platform to say it because I think kind of announcing things on Instagram is corny. So anyway, that's all everything. So at Anti-Box People for my brand, and at Giraffe Nuggets with a Z. And it's funny, at the park, some people are just like, Giraffe Nuggets! And there's like, scream my name. It's funny. Anyway, that's everything. Thanks for, thank you for listening to me, if you even were. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you gave some great information. Obviously, you know, we got to work on something together. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm 100% down. I'm extremely busy, but like when I'm through with everything, like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we'll see you guys later. Peace. Bye.